What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy, and welcome to another video on the channel. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about more Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania news, and of course, as you can guess, we're going to be reading more interviews from Tetsuya Nomura. Now, as a little bit of backstory to this interview, this is another interview part of course, the Ultimania that was released months ago for Kingdom Hearts 3 that still has some pretty substantial information in it and gives you a lot of insight into the development of Kingdom Hearts 3 regarding things like the world process, the game design, the philosophies of the game, just a lot of very interesting stuff. We've covered a lot of the Ultimania in the past, but this time we're going to be reading this entire interview in full. Now, this interview, I kind of did this a little bit backwards. The interview that I was covering in the past Ultimania videos was the ending of Nomura's interview. That was the scenario mystery side of the interview. This is actually the beginning of the main Nomura interview, and it's kind of cut off into sections, which means I will be cutting these videos off into sections as well, and you'll be able to tell what the video will generally be about by the title. But Nomura does reveal quite a lot of information in these, nothing too crazy on the lore side of things, but most of this interview that's going to be insight into development of the game. He does also make some things a little clearer as well. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started. At about what time did Kingdom Hearts 3 production begin? I began conceptualizing it right after we had finished with Kingdom Hearts 2. The actual development didn't begin until much later, but from the beginning, we had planned to release it on PS4 and Xbox One. I've heard there are rumors that we had initially planned to release it on the PS3, but the PS4 was already the latest console by the time development had begun. The game was always going to be for PS4 and Xbox One, even before we changed the game engine, an all-purpose program that is responsible for processing all the main components within the game, from Luminous Studios to the Unreal Engine 4. So for the few people who I know still for some reason believe Kingdom Hearts 3 started development right after Kingdom Hearts 2, it didn't. Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't start development until pretty much when you saw that announcement trailer back in 2013. Kingdom Hearts 3 was always planned for PS4, and while a lot of people talk about this 13-year anticipated title, 13-year in development title, the game didn't actually start development until 2013, after Dream Drop Distance was of course released. So if there's still a few people out there who for some reason think that, then now you know. And I'm really glad, by the way, that they have dropped the Luminous engine, because the Luminous engine, honestly, I'm not too into the techniques of all of the game development stuff and exactly how engines and stuff work, but from what I've seen of the Luminous engine, it does not seem like a very good engine, I'm not gonna lie. What I like about the Luminous engine a lot definitely is the way it looks. Like even Kingdom Hearts 3, when it was developed on the Luminous engine, you can see in footage on the screen of what it looked like on the Luminous engine. The art style was very cool, but the problem with the Luminous engine seems to be that it makes everything tougher for everyone. I know this went on with Final Fantasy 15 as well, and I'm glad that Kingdom Hearts 3 earlier on into its life cycle decided to stop using the Luminous engine, because Final Fantasy 15 was already well into development by the time Kingdom Hearts 3 started development, and I'm sure that when they were having problems with the Luminous engine, that they started getting flashbacks and they were like, nah, we can't do this again. They were probably already too far along with Final Fantasy 15 versus 13 to do the same thing with that and just completely scrap the Luminous engine and move to Unreal Engine 4. And while a lot of people still enjoyed 15, it definitely seemed like the game was in a very tough situation. I feel like the main reason for that was because of the engine that Square was previously using for some of their titles. But nowadays though, titles are looking like they're going to be used on the Unreal Engine 4, and I'm very happy for that. I remember Square back in the day, they were one of those companies who always wanted everything to be in-house, but it seems like they're going away from that philosophy a little bit, and I really like that because it overall makes everything a little bit easier for their staff and games come out quicker. Square, which is mostly what we want from Square because Square has this reputation of just taking forever to release games. Now we can assume that the next few Kingdom Hearts games are probably going to be developed on Unreal Engine 4, but we also have Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is going to be releasing in 2020 and is also running on Unreal Engine 4, and it just looks beautiful, and I'm very glad overall that Square has switched to this engine and they're sticking to this change. But continuing, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, this time the development was handled by the Osaka team. Can you tell us about how this came about? The Osaka team has been responsible for handling the development of the handheld games like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, as well as titles like Kingdom Hearts Recom and the HD remasters. But from the beginning, I had always wanted them to grow into a team that could develop a main number title for consoles. They had gained plenty of experience with the Kingdom Hearts series while developing non-numbered games, and the Tokyo team had begun work on another title by then, so the time was finally right to leave Kingdom Hearts 3 to them. And honestly, I feel like they did a really good job with Kingdom Hearts 3. Of course, the Osaka team has little bits of the Tokyo team like mixed in there, but they're still a different team for the most part. And I really enjoyed the games that they did made. They did a pretty good job with the non-numbered titles. Of course, they didn't make Recoded or Days, I believe, but they made everything else that came out after Kingdom Hearts 2. And I really enjoyed Calm, Birth by Sleep, and Dream Drop Distance. I love that game so much. They developed 2.8 and of course Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of really memorable games that I know got a lot of you guys into the Kingdom Hearts series. Actually, I hear very commonly that Birth by Sleep was a gateway title for a lot of people, which is really weird for me to hear because I'm used to most people getting into the series through Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but I've been hearing a lot lately as I've been talking to you guys more in live streams and in comment sections on videos that a lot of you got into the series through Birth by Sleep, through these Osaka games. And you've grown to love the series through their work. And I really think that in terms of that, they've done a great job. Continuing, at the beginning of production, what sort of things did you request from the team? The first world we had decided on was Toy Box from the Toy Story series, so I told them that I wanted them to make battles where you could hop in and out of robots. I also said I wanted to make the project of having time-sensitive commands appear and pile up above the command menu the main focus. Later, when it had been decided that we would go ahead with Kingdom Hearts 0.2, we included that system as a sort of experiment. Okay, so it was Nomura's idea to have the situation commands. That is very interesting. I definitely like the situation command feature quite a lot. I think it's something that makes Kingdom Hearts 3 very unique and gives it its own identity, I guess you can say. I do think they can do a little bit more with them especially, but overall I definitely like them a lot. Those tiny moments where you don't get the situation command you want can be really annoying, and if they could fix that, then situation commands honestly would be perfect. In Kingdom Hearts 0.2, I love the implementation of situation commands in that game. It definitely made that game like super fun, and you guys know how much I love 0.2. 0.2, I literally played that game for so long, and maybe it's because that was the only like console made Kingdom Hearts game we had that wasn't like a remaster in a long time, but 0.2 was so fun to me, and situation commands were definitely a key factor in that fun I had. Moving on, the next question talks about Utada actually. We were worried that Utada Hikaru, who performed the theme songs for every numbered title until now, would not return for Kingdom Hearts 3, as she had been taking an extended break from music, but she returned safely to the business and provided the theme song this time around also. And with Nomura responds, we actually approached Mrs. Utada regarding new songs for the non-numbered titles too. Interesting. But we didn't get the opportunity to have it come to fruition. But because this game was to be the latest entry in the numbered titles, the time was ripe to ask her for a new song. And when we did, Mrs. Utada was the one who proposed that instead of using an arrangement for the opening theme, we go with a second completely different new song, and we were over the moon. I believe that it was the power of Kingdom Hearts fans around the world that motivated her to do such a thing. All the messages sent to Mrs. Utada from the fans globally would have been a big encouragement to her, I would like to think. That's really cool. I remember the day that we all heard in the community that it was possible that Utada was doing 2 new songs for Kingdom Hearts 3, Don't Think Twice, and of course what eventually would become Face My Fears. Some people were thinking, oh, this is some fake leak, this is definitely not going to happen. And when we found out that it was true, the new opening song, we were just so in shock. Like, we really felt like at that moment, wow, they're really going above and beyond for this game, and they did. Face My Fears is so amazing, one of my favorite opening songs for Kingdom Hearts. All of the opening songs are amazing, to be honest with you. Like, they're all closer to even for each other than they are apart. And Don't Think Twice is so good. It's just so good. I listen to Don't Think Twice almost every day, mostly because I play Kingdom Hearts 3 almost every day. But Don't Think Twice is just such a good song. I love it so much. Alright, now this is the last question for Nomura. You are also an illustrator. What kind of illustrations do you have in mind for this game? I knew I would have to at least draw the box art, and I got depressed when I remembered how hard it would be with so many characters. Dry laughter. I've always used A4 size copy paper when drawing my original pieces, and I do my best to fit everything into that. But when I started drawing the box art this time on a piece of A4 paper, I'd only drawn Sora, Riku, and Kairi when I realized there was no way everyone was going to fit. I joined 2 pieces of paper together and redrew it on that, while thinking to myself, if I'd done it digitally, I could have just copy and pasted the 3 people I'd already drawn. Laughs. The illustration dragged itself out until right before the deadline, coloring included. It took me about a week of straight work to finish. For some reason, the packaging manufacturing deadline for the overseas version was a lot earlier than the domestic one, so I worked on it on the mist of people urging me to hurry, since at this rate, the international version is just going to have a plain black cover. Okay, that's a funny little story there from Nomura about the struggles he had drawing the box art. I'm not too into like art and stuff. I've dabbled around in graphic design, but I definitely do not know anything about drawing. I cannot draw for the life of me. But that's going to do it for today's video. Some very interesting stuff, some nice insight on the development of Kingdom Hearts 3. We got to know about the box art, what it was kind of like preparing the Osaka team for Kingdom Hearts 3, and some neat little things that Nomura told them to do in production of the game. Next video, we're going to be talking a lot about the Disney side of Kingdom Hearts 3 and how that came about. We got a little glimpse of it here with the toy box mention, but next video is pretty much going to be solely talking about like how Pixar worlds almost didn't happen in Kingdom Hearts 3, or in Kingdom Hearts in general for that matter. So if you're excited for that video, then do these 3 things. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, then all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. Also, a cool thing about subscribing, there's a little bell icon next to it. Click that thing as well, and you'll be notified when all of these videos go live. But until then, my name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.